Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. Okay, so today, this is the first video in November. We're done with spooky season October, and we've only got 2 more months left in the reading year. Now, this is just going to be a fun video. I'm going to show a ton of books. It's an excuse for me to show a ton of books because I like showing off my books. But anyway, really, the reason I'm doing this is I'm feeling a little bit of a crunch because we only have 2 months left in the year. So just some background for this video. I did my very first Booktube video I filmed it on January 1st. It was published on January 3rd. And I'll be honest, this whole journey has been amazing for me. That video has 242 views. It's craziness. I never thought that would happen. 32 likes, and today, as of today, I have 336 subscribers to my channel. It'd be nice if they all watched my videos every week, but of course they don't. But that is just simply amazing to me. My goal is 365. I want to just be able to say, I got a subscriber a day for my first year. It'd be awesome. But why I'm making this video is on January 1st, that very first video was my Christmas book haul. I showed off a bunch of books that I got for Christmas, and the problem was I made a statement that my goal would be to finish, read all these books that I got for Christmas, and it should be easy. No big deal. I'll get done with it. Yeah, no, I haven't. It's not horrible, but I still got some books to read. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through those books just to show off the books and everything, discuss if I've read them, what I still have left to read. Again, just showing off some books. I'm going to do it in the order that I showed them on that video. And let's just have some fun. That's what I'm going to do. All right, let's start off with. First off, I showed that I had gotten The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. This was given to me for Christmas by my girlfriend's daughter. I had not read it, and I said, I'm going to read this one. Well, I immediately, where am I going to put these? We're going to have a stack of books over here. So what I did was, though, I went through the bookstore and I saw this. This version was awesome. It's a hardback with that soft, feel, raised lettering here, really spooky picture of a house. I bought this one. Yes, I read it. I loved it. One of my top books of the year so far. We'll talk about that eventually when I do my top books of the year video. So I did read that. Boom, one down. Then I showed these. Well, this is my Miracle Man hardback compilation collection. I showed books 1 and 3. Always have difficulty holding these up. 1 and 3. I didn't have 2 and 4. Well, I did go and get 2 and 4. So now I have the whole series, and I've read book 1. I haven't read all of them, but I will eventually. We'll go through them. I'll do a whole video when I'm done with the whole series. But I love Miracle Man. I love Alan Moore. So I did read book 1 at least. So let's put that over there. Hope they don't fall over. Next, I showed off Leigh Bardugo, Crooked Kingdom. Well, I discussed that I had read Six of Crows. Oh, I have this version of Six of Crows. I have this version of Crooked Kingdom. I need to get this version of this. Anyways, I explained that I love this. I actually really like this book a lot. I like the story was good and everything. I talked about the TV series. I enjoyed the TV series. And I said, I'll get to this, no problem. Well, we've got to set this one in a special pile because I haven't read it yet. I still need to read this book this year. 2 months left. So that's going to go in this front pile right here. Haven't read it. Read this the year before. Next. You all know, I'm a huge Stephen King fan. He's my favorite author of all time. Stephen King, I held this up. Billy Summers. I hadn't read it yet, and I did read it this year. Awesome. I loved it. I gave this, I think, 4 stars. It's hard for me. I gave a couple 5 stars this year, which I don't really do a lot. I can't remember if I gave a 5 star for this one now that I think about it, but I really did like it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. So we got that one done. Stephen King, yay. Then, I'm not going to show all these. This is the one I'm not going to show them all. But I'm going to show a bunch of them. The Expanse series. In the last couple months, I've been doing a book a month. I am doing a read along with Moyd on his channel. And we are at book 5. So this month I will be reading book 5. And next month I will be reading book 6. So, I mean, that's great, because I had held up, what did I have? I had book 1, 2, 7, and 8. I've gone since, and of course got all the books and started reading them in order. 5 is this month. That goes there. 6 is next month. And then, of course, we'll finish the series. Well, 3 more books in March. I'm also reading along with that series all the individual short stories that go with that time period of that book. So we're pretty well into this now. Next book, next short story with that one is The Vital Abyss. 174 pages through that book so far. So we'll continue to read that. All right. That book, that tower is getting tall. Next, another one of my all-time favorite authors is Tad Williams. Now here's the deal. I showed off, this is book 1 in the new trilogy he's doing. If you are a Tad Williams fan, you will realize that a trilogy is actually 4 books. That's Tad. But it started out to be a trilogy, of course. They're big books. This is the first one in the new Austin Ard series, and this is Witchwood Crown. I love these soft, beautiful artwork covers, and that's the problem. So, that's book 1. This is book 2, Empire of Grass. Another amazingly beautiful cover. And then for whatever reason, I can't really find the exact reason, the 3rd book is a totally different cover style. I still like the cover style. It just doesn't match with the other 2. It's kind of annoying me. But this is Into the Narrow Dark. And this is book 3. Book 4 hasn't come out yet. Well, when I did the video, I showed off this one that I got for Christmas. And I talked about reading the trilogy this year. No, it's going to be 4 books. So with this series, I kind of want to read them back to back to back to back. And we're not really sure when the 4th one is coming out yet. So I have not started reading this one yet either. There's another stack. So I have not started reading that yet. I did read some Tad Williams this year, so that's awesome. I went through and did the old Austin Ard, Dragonbone Chair and that initial trilogy, which they made into 4 books. Anyways, Tad Williams. Next, I showed this one. Neil Gaiman. Now this is the annotated American Gods. Really cool. I think I got it at BAM, Books A Million, for cheap. I mean, like $5 or something. There's all kind of annotations, all kind of artwork throughout the book. I talked about this. I actually enjoy annotated books. You just learn a little bit more than what you knew before. But another one I have not read this year. I'm actually going to slide this one because we're not going to read this one. We're not going to start this year. Sorry, Tad, you go over there. We're not reading you this year. But this and these, yes. Neil Gaiman, American Gods, annotated. I gotta get through these. All right, another stack. And if you've noticed, I'm bringing back the squeaky chair, my old wingback squeaky chair. All right, I showed off these books. Well, I showed off, I think, I can't remember, Assassin's Quest, I think I showed off. This is Robin Hobbs. This is the art version. There's tons of pictures. I can't even probably find them. Well, it's just a really cool version that they released. I will show there's a nice map in the cover, inside cover. And I've got the whole series, Assassin's Apprentice, book 1. I don't have 3 hands. Royal Assassin, and of course Assassin's Quest. I haven't started reading them. There's no way I'm going to get to all 3 of them this year, so I'm going to set these 2 aside, but I am going to read, at least start it. I'm going to start the trilogy this year. I haven't read Robin Hobbs before, and yeah, it's called the Illustrated Edition. I'm sorry, not the art edition. But really cool books. Can't wait. I'm going to read that one this year. All right, next. I showed these off. Well, I actually showed off The Wisdom of Crowds by Joe Abercrombie. And this is The Age of Madness, book 3. So, I have Age of Madness, book 1. Put you here. Well, here I have The Trouble with Peace, book 2, and this one, The Wisdom of Crowds, book 3. I was so excited to get these because they're all signed. All of them are signed and registered, and I had been hearing so much about Joe Abercrombie, you know, in his grim dark fantasy series, that I finally said, hey, I had the opportunity to get them signed. I got them signed. Now they're in my collection, but I didn't know what to do. I asked the question on that video, should I start, you know, reading these, or should I read the first trilogy in this world first? And I pretty much decided in that video that I was going to start with the Blade itself and start reading the first trilogy. So where am I with this? I did finish this. If you recall, if you've seen my video on this, I didn't like it very much. I did listen to it though. And sometimes, of course, there's a difference between listening to a book on audio or reading it yourself. But I stuck with it. I said, everyone says the first 2 books are pretty slow. The 3rd book is amazing. So I read that. And then I did read Before They Are Hanged, and it was like 180 degrees. I really enjoyed this. Not great, I didn't give it a 5 or anything like that, but I really did like this. The First Law Trilogy, book 2, Before They Are Hanged, I really liked it. So I am continuing. I'm going to finish that series this year, and I've actually started reading it. So this month, one of the books that I'm reading this month, along with The Expanse, of course, is The Last Argument of Kings. This is book 3 in the First Law trilogy. I'm not very far into it at all. I'm only 50 pages in, but we're going to finish this month. So at least I finished the first trilogy. I guess the next trilogy is going to have to go next year. I'm sorry. I didn't get to it, but I did get this. I'm going to get this done. So that one's I'm going to read. those ones I'm going to read next. I love these. Oh, these are heavy together. The Paper Girls. This is book 1 in the Paper Girls comic book series. The cover is really cool. Check that out. The artwork in this is amazing. I love the color work they used in this. Oh my goodness. It's a really cool book. Book 1. Where are you going to go? I read that. Book 2. Look at that. It's just, they're so cool. That's book 2. Read that. And then I had showed off in my video book 3. And I did finish this. Book 3. Now in that video, I made a mistake. I said there's 4 books. There aren't. I was mistaken. There are only 3, and the series is done. I read it, totally enjoyed it, loved it, and then they even made a TV series. I don't know if you've seen it. The first season is out, and really kind of cool. They follow, you know how they follow the comic book storyline, but they change things up so it's a little different, little change in the time when things happen from the book and the TV show, but it's still fully enjoyable. You should check it out. Paper Girls, it's awesome. I did finish that. Almost to the end now, finally. I'm sorry if this video's taking a long time. Then I showed off my Thrawn series. Thrawn Ascendancy. Book 1 is Chaos Rising. I did read that. Over here. Second book, Greater Good. I read that. And the third book is Thrawn Ascendancy, Lesser Evil. This is actually the book that I showed off in the video. And I'm reading it. I'm getting it. I'm getting there. I'm at 310 pages. So this will be finished. That series will be finished this month. I'm very excited about it. Of course, it's by Timothy Zahn. He's one of the best Thrawn writers out there. He's one of my favorite writers in the Star Wars universe. Anyways, I really like Timothy Zahn's style of reading. Unfortunately, little caveat, I'm listening to this one. I physically read the first 2, and I'm listening to this one to help me try to get through these books. And I'm not enjoying the audio version of this book. The actor reading it is trying to do everybody's voice differently, and it's kind of annoying, especially when he does, 4 or 5 different female voices, and he's definitely not a female, and it just sounds fake and just kind of takes me out of the story. The story is still great. This trilogy is really good. I really am enjoying it for sure. I'm just not liking this audio version right now. But we're in this. We're about 310 pages in. So that one's getting read. And last but not least, Terry Brooks, Child of Light. This was brand new when it came out. I showed you I have it signed to me. And this is going to be, he wasn't sure if he was going to turn this into a trilogy or not. He has since decided he is. The second book, you can pre-order it, I believe. And I'm just a huge Terry Brooks fan. I'm not going to make any apologies for that. I love Terry Brooks. This is more kind of a YA-ish love story book, but it's very good. Again, it's one of my comfort foods. Terry Brooks and his writing, I fully enjoy. So we'll continue with that as they come out. There you go. So that one was read, so that you go over here. So these are the books. I don't know if you can even still see them in the picture there, but I'm not going to pick them up. These are the ones that I have to read this year. 2 months left. I'm reading Thrawn Ascendancy now. I started Last Argument of Kings. So those 2 are now. Of course, I have the short story for book 5, which I have to read this month. So these are what I'm going to be focusing on. Come on, Ted. This month. And then let me just set this aside. Sorry about that. Then I'm going to read in December. We're going to get Crooked Kingdom done. I will, I'm sure. I'm going to get book 6 done, Babylon's Ashes. I'm going to start the Assassin's Apprentice series by Robin Hobbs, December. And last but not least, Neil Gaiman's The Annotated American Gods. So that's what I'm doing. This is December, this stack here. And this is November, this stack here. Whew. I do have one last caveat. I did tell Kim, the paper traveler, that I would be reading this year. Stephen King, 11/22/63. Sorry, Kim. I don't think I'm going to be able. This is a big book. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit it in this year. I'm definitely going to read it. I have to. There's still about 10 Stephen King books I haven't read yet. This is one of them. I will get to it. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'm not going to be able to do it. I don't think I can fit it in. I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm sorry. Shoot me. All right, guys. That's it. That's basically a reading update and TBR for November and December. And still, for me, that's a lot of books. As I've said before, I do not read very fast, but I think I can get those done. You know, because I can listen to some books too. I drive all day in my job, so a couple of them I might have to just listen to, like The Throne that I'm listening to now. All right, guys, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you found any type of entertaining value in my videos. And also, you know I love the comments. Please comment on my videos. I really enjoy it. And I hope you all have a good time and a good 2 more months left in the year. Peace out.